We go through the list. I think the portal that Marcus Evans provides is very, very helpful. So we'll go through the list of every attendee, and multiple people in our company will read that list thoroughly. We'll come up with a list of prospects, we'll talk about them, and then we'll submit it. So I think multiple individuals do work, and then we come together and say, does that make sense, or does this make sense for various reasons? I think it's really just a primer, right? The information Marcus Evans provides helps us because there's, a lot of we're in real estate, and so if an LP profile says, I'm interested in tech and I'm interested in commodities and they don't mention real estate anywhere, it helps us. We're not going to go do a bunch of research, right? But if someone says, hey, look, we're real estate investors, we do direct and funds and everything, we're going to take that as a lead. We're going to go research their website. We're going to do our own research on the web, what they do. We're going to ask our own networks if anybody has experience with them. And it just short circuits a lot. It gives us a big shortcut. How are you? What's your name? Where are you from? Right? Basic things. I think the most success I've had actually was in San Diego. And I asked people if they wanted to take a walk, because it was San Diego. It's beautiful weather, right? So we went and walked the grounds. The venues are always very nice. And people really enjoyed that. It was different. They've been sitting down at these one-on-ones the whole day, so the opportunity to go take a walk in these beautiful gardens in California, they were all about it. So it just kind of depends on the conference. Beforehand, we ask ourselves, what opportunities are we presenting that's interesting? And then we try and distill that into a couple of sentences that we believe an investor would find meaningful, but that require unpacking to fully understand. So we'll usually come with, this is what we're doing. Here's kind of a lead-in as to why it's interesting, right? Like a movie trailer, right? What kind of movie? We're trying to create a movie trailer for a real estate deal, and we're trying to create a situation where they want to see the rest of the movie. We don't do that very well, I don't think, but what we typically do is we'll connect with them on LinkedIn during the meeting. That's been helpful. And I think that's been the most helpful. The email trap's hard. Some people want to connect via email. But the other thing we'll do is place a phone call, because when people give you their card, you have two options. You can send them an email, or you can pick up the phone and call them. And we all typically send them an email. And I think following up with a phone call is helpful. Ooh, good question. I think just participating, right? I think that's the other difference about Marcus Evans events. People actually participate in the panels and things. And when it's lunchtime, people show up at lunch. And sort of the collective inertia and expectation is that you're going to show up at a table, sit down, and you're going to introduce yourself. In fact, at dinner last night, someone sat down next to us and they said, hey, I just moved from a table because the table wasn't talking, and I've never had that experience at Marcus Evans, so I'm going to sit by you guys, right? And then there's that expectation that, hey, people are going to talk. It doesn't mean there has to be a fit, but you kind of have to talk. I think the quality is pretty good, right? I think the people on the panels generally have some level of subject matter expertise. They're generally pretty good at what they do, which is related to the kind of quality of the attendees. And so I know very little. I don't know most things about most things. We have our expertise, we're good at that, we think, but the rest of the world we're not good at. And there are smart people here that have subject matter expertise that I can learn a lot from. So I think if the quality of the panels is high and the quality of the attendees is high, people want to learn, right? People actually want to learn and get better, but at a lot of competitors' events, the quality just isn't that good. So that's why people don't show up to panels.